Hey guys, it's Hailey at the Hair Standard. Today we are going to be putting in 22 inches of beaded weft extensions and then popping some blonde in on top. My client Kimberly will be here soon and we'll get started. These are our 22-inch beaded weft extensions. Kimberly has had extensions for years and years and years, but she's had her hair out for a couple months now and she's ready to get her long locks back. We're gonna start off by sectioning her hair. The most important part is clean sections. That's gonna help us so we don't get any snags and we don't get any stray hairs that aren't where they're supposed to be. I'm gonna start off in the nape of the neck. Because it's beaded weft extensions, you have to measure the hair and then cut it to the length that you want. So normally how I start is I'll fold the extensions in half to find the middle and I'll insert my crochet hook through the weft. I'm gonna place that at the nape of her neck and start by pulling the first hair through the weft. I usually like to clip one side just to hold it in place so I don't have to mess with it. And here I am putting my crochet hook back through the weft and pulling a piece of hair about half an inch from the other piece. I'm going to take my bead and pull it through the right side. And then I'm going to put my crochet hook through the top of the bead and pull through the other piece of hair. That's going to create your crisscross in the bead. We're going to pull that nice and tight to make sure it gets all the way up, and we're going to clamp it down to secure it. And then we're on to the next. You see I'm going to grab some hair with my crochet hook and pull it through. You slide your bead onto the right side and then on the left, and you clamp it down. And we're just going to do that all over the whole head for each piece. When I get to the end of a weft, either on the right side or the left side, I take one piece of hair through the weft and then I take a piece on the outside, not through the weft, and I anchor that. This way, it'll be anchored on both sides and she doesn't have to worry about lifting or anything like that. So you want to make sure when you measure it not to get too close to the hairline. We do this so that way when you lift it up, you don't see it, and because the hair around the hairline is thinner and it's going to be harder to cover. Same thing, I folded it in half and started in the middle, and I'm just going to work my way to the left. The number of beads that you use really just depends on the person's head shape. I normally space the beads apart about an inch. We want to make sure that there's enough beads so it'll anchor to the head, but we don't want to put too many that it's going to overwhelm the client. We also don't want to put too much stress on the hair by putting too many contact points on there. So it's kind of finding this balance between having enough to anchor it and not putting too much stress on the client's real hair. Here's a close-up shot so you can actually see the amount of hair that I'm grabbing. I'm trying to fit as much hair as I can in my crochet hook. And pulling that through. Making sure you're holding it really tight to the head so you can get the bead as close as possible. Here's the before shot. And this is after we've installed the extensions, kind of rough cutted it and blended it, and then next we're gonna start with the color. The super cool thing about extensions is that you don't really have to color all your hair. It's nice because you just do the top section and it lays over everything. It keeps the hair underneath nice and healthy and helps prevent putting stress when it's not needed. Kimberly wanted to bring some more brightness around her face, so I'm just throwing in some baby lights around the face and a bunch of teasy lights on top super close to the root. We're just finishing it up, and look at that. Her new locks are in, her color is nice and bright around the face. We love a good slow motion shot. I had so much fun doing this transformation for Kimberly, and I still can't get over it. Just look at that.